and one person hasn't been there. Sometimes we had no clue they were having trouble, we had no clue they had personal stuff going on, and they were gonna make great OTs, and now they're not gonna be OTs.
What's the failing grade?
A failing grade?
What's the passing grade?
So you have to get a C in all your classes,
Okay.
but you also have to keep above a 3.0. So if you get a C, you have to get an A somewhere else.
But a C is 75 to
Oh,
70.
I thought it was an 80. I can have a 75.
If they changed it, that's why we're kind of, you have to keep a 3.0 GPA. If
So
you
y'all
get a
can do it,
C,
really, you can.
yeah, if you get a C, you have to have something to balance that out. If you get a 74, that's failing and you're out of the program, but you're really not out of the program. You can read a pill and all that. If you get a 74, it's going to be more work getting back into the program, but it's possible. I know several people that have done it. I don't know necessarily our cohort, the cohort above us. One teacher failed a couple of people and they weren't there the next semester. So if you're having trouble, if you're borderline 80, that's when you talk to your professors, because if they know you're trying, they will help you. They know you care. If you need an extra point or two, it might just magically happen. Just saying. If they don't think you don't care, you don't come to class, they're gonna fail you. I'm sorry, you have to come to class. You don't think they realize you're not in class, but they realize you're not in class. Just come to class, because even if you're sitting through 4 hours of lectures and you're gonna play on Pinterest the whole time, come to class. So I wouldn't advise playing on Pinterest, but sometimes that happens. Anyways, okay.
It's just some classes. That will get funny doggies.
And Foley is the upcoming chair for the program. You will have her this fall, I guess this summer and fall. We love Foley. You're probably gonna hate her while you're here, honestly, because she gets that eyebrow and she kind of looks at you, but she is a great person and a great professor.
She's awesome though.
We hounded her when we had her, but now we miss her so much. So she really is a great professor. She's
And
very
she is-
organized.
She is gonna prepare you for the NBCOT.
Yes.
You're gonna hate her when you're taking the test, but then when you look back and be like, oh, she really asked the same kind of questions, you're gonna get on your final test, so.
Yeah.
So that's the board exam?
Yes.
NBCOT, yeah.
So, okay, so let's try to answer some of your
Okay, so this was a good one. Where did you receive your CPR certification? We actually did that as a cohort. We can put you guys in contact with Colby. Is that who did it? Leanne. She signed it up, or she got it together with everyone that wanted to do it together, and we all just came here. It was like a 2-hour thing, and we just did it and knocked it out.
Yeah.
And it was like $50.
Yeah, it was a lot cheaper. Someone will actually come here and bring the dummies and everything. So how many of you do not have the CPR certification? Pretty much everyone? Oh, not many. Okay.
Well, then you guys connect and see if you can. But that's how most of us did it, because I didn't have it either. During first semester, which class is the hardest and best way to prepare? Kidneys. There's no way to prepare for it.
Has anyone had, what was it, what kind of major?
Exercise science.
Science major?
Yeah, you guys will be helpful.
Yes.
Remember
It's just one of those things you have to take. Do you guys know who you have? Dr. Mills? Okay. Just honestly do your best. Like my frame in that, my mind frame in that was write everything you know on the essay questions, even if it's just like stream of consciousness, and you'll get points somewhere.
Yeah.
She's pretty good with partial credit, even if it's not really related to the question.
If you show that you read something in the textbook and you read it anywhere on that paper, you'll get some credit. No, but it's just one of those things you have to study for every, like, in small chunks. You can't sit down and pray the night before,
Yeah.
which is basically what we're
And
doing.
kind of, like, I don't say I didn't know y'all as much, but when I came in, I had a group of 4, and someone started calling us quadtastic. We were calling it, 'cause it was weird, we did everything together. But honestly, if you, like, now we all share things, maybe always putting stuff on Dropbox, but if you have a group of 3 or 4, then you have to do a third of the work or a fourth of the work. Just find people that kind of have the same study habits as you and just third or fourth everything. That's the only way to not pull your hair out, literally. But for like anatomy and kidneys, those classes are just going to blow your mind the first semester because it's just so much information so quickly. So my best advice is on Wednesday when you go to class, what you learned in that class, those chapters, memorize, study, study, study to the next Wednesday. Get it in your brain because the next Wednesday you're learning a whole new set of information. That's the only way to me to keep up. If you wait till a week before the test, you're screwed.
I don't think anatomy is bad. Because it's all memorization, make your flashcards, your insertion,
But we had a different professor than you guys have, so
Oh, you
we
guys
can't
have
really give it,
different-
we had told that she was the bomb.com.
So we can't really help you with anatomy. I mean, we can, I'm a grad assistant, so I can be a TA if I have another. Jenna has actually taught anatomy in high school. She can be a TA as well. We can help you if you need to email us. We can get the models out, show you how we learned everything and quiz you. But we don't have to professors, so we don't really have much advice on tests or anything like that. But just stay on top of it. I carry flashcards and I'm like, look everywhere.
Yeah, same here.
Honestly, that's the only way, because it's, like
Yeah,
undergrad
you're
anatomy, if you
saying-
had a good professor, you'll be a little better off, but, it's just so, I don't know, I never learned muscle insertions and origins, no clue. So every muscle you learn in undergrad, you have to know 3 more things about it now, and it's just a lot.
The hands are hard.
The hands on. Okay, all right, sorry, back to your questions.
Okay.
Always good.
Best area to live. You can really live just about anywhere. I live in Brookhaven. It's really convenient. It takes me 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get here. I used to live in Buckhead. It's about the same.
Yeah. Is anyone looking for apartments or looking for somewhere to live at this point? Okay, let me, because
If you live in-
Colby and Jenna live 3 miles up the road and they're fairly nice apartments and they're right there and we're not far from the cool part of Atlanta. I mean, we're all grad students. We're, not looking for a really expensive place. So,
You can use ProMove too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's free.
Permanent is a good one to go with.
I can just give you a couple of apartment complexes.
But that's something you guys can definitely talk to us. You can email us or Natalie will email you guys.
Or we'll stay after if y'all want to come up and talk to us. I'll be out there doing work, so we can stay after, no problem. Okay.
Easiest and hardest professor. Easiest is Mr. Dr. Shell.
Yeah.
For research.
Yeah.
Hardest, it just really depends on how you look at hard. Like content wise, I would say Dr. Mills or.
Yeah, can you, she made that.
Well, that class was just hard no matter who you have. Probably forward.
Each semester, you're gonna have like 2 hard classes, and then like 2 or 3 kind of mediocre
And
classes.
you guys will have feelings class, that's an easy A, you should know.
It's professional reasoning.
Yeah, every
You go and
semester.
talk about your joys and concerns.
And your feelings.
It's great.
So that's an easy A.
It's like a 2-hour class of talking about yourself.
Pretty much, and venting and, and everything pretty much stays in the classroom with the professor, but just kind of be a little careful about what you say, because you're gonna want to vent like all hell, but
Yeah.
just be.
Keep that with your friends.
Keep
You
it
just
on
gotta
group.
remember, it is professional here, so.
Yeah.
just kinda gotta
Yeah,
be
and the
professional.
professors do talk to each other, so keep it on group me, on the little app group me. How was your first semester getting through 17 credits? Kind of discuss that, just.
First semester is just kind of a killer. Don't let it discourage you though, because
Yeah.
you'll get through it, and the rest after that, like if you can get past the first semester, you can get through anything.
Yeah, don't quit after the first semester, at least get to the next one before you drop out, but don't drop out after summer, because it's the worst in summer. Like, after you get through summer, it's a lot easier.
And if you want to have a life, it kind of depends on what kind of grades you want to have. If you want to have a 4.0 and you want to be in PTE, you're going to have less of a life. But
I have a
some
life.
people, my husband was in grad school, so we didn't have a life together. But some people, they wait till the week of the study and they're still here and they go out and turn up and whatever thing it is and just party a lot, so.
How much do your grades matter after you graduate?
It really depends. Like it doesn't matter for jobs or MBCOT at all.
Yeah.
Like no person's gonna be like, oh, you had a 4.0, I want to hire you on the spot.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that are struggling through school, but I know they're going to be the best OTs.
Right.
So that doesn't really matter. The thing would be if you want to go into further education.
Right.
That's the only time if you want to do your PhD or OTD or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's when it would really come into play. But honestly, even those programs are who you know a lot. So
Yeah, it's true. But being an extracurriculars, we're supposed to talk about Phi Theta Epsilon. It's the National Honor Society for OTs. Megan and I are in it. And if you get the invitation to join, just join. It's an essay. Take Foley's essay from the semester and send it to them, and you're in. Like, they'll come talk to you sooner or later, and it's just you're a member and you have boards of graduation. That's really all you do. There's a meeting every semester, but go to it, don't go to it. But it looks really good on your resume just to be in that National Honor Society, because from our cohort, there's only 3 people in it, 11 people were invited, they just didn't do the essays, so just do the essays. Okay, PT, you mentioned it. We'll send you emails, you'll get blasted, more information on that.
I don't know about the student discounts. I'm not sure. That would be something to
If
look
you need
into.
clothes, I know Charlotte Roos will offer a 10% student discount.
And law.
And we'll-
What? Seriously?
I don't know, because I work there, I don't know. Study time management tips, we kind of covered that a little bit. I think really just someone needs to start a Dropbox and help each other out, which we didn't take advantage of that this semester. That would help a lot.
That would have made our lives a lot easier.
Yeah, we had kind of study groups the first semester, like 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, but now third semester and we kind of all became just a large study group. So.
And carpool to Gainesville. Me and her had a carpool first semester, and that's the only reason I know Natalie as well as I do, because we just complained the whole time to Gainesville.
It's an hour and 15 times. So, I mean, we didn't know each other, we just,
We lived in the area.
yeah, we met at the Home Depot on Pleasant Hill, great place to meet. And yeah, 6 of us rode up there and back every week, and we got to know each other. So, it's a long drive, it's gonna be exhausting
Save
day,
gas money.
so, save gas money, everyone's driving 3 times. So just, and we just got with people like now and said, hey, we're in a carpool. So that's definitely something that helps.
How many hours a week do you spend on assignments and studying? Well, that I think just varies. I probably spend out of school.
We're talking bad about you.
We're not gonna stop talking about it. It just depends on the week, but I mean, a lot of hours. What do you guys say?
I felt like if I wasn't doing 4 or 5 hours a day, that I was fine.
I don't want to say this in front of Fully, but I didn't study that much.
It just depends on
It just really depends on you, yeah.
It depends on what kind of grades you want or what, it just depends.
And the classes. No, I gotta be in class.
And
I
that's
was kind of in the middle. I was probably like 2, 3 a day, and then one day we just off.
Yeah. Just depends on how easy it is for you to memorize stuff. Always test, you're gonna spend, like if it's on Wednesday, we would spend Monday and Tuesday here from 12 to 8, both days studying. Just quizzing each other, going over it, reading over it, and so.
But some weeks it won't be very bad. You really just won't have that much to study or read yet. So, but then some weeks you're just not. You're not going to do anything but study and write things. So it just varies from what time point in the semester it is.
I think that's all of them. Who's your favorite teacher? Dr. Foley.
Maybe not at the time.
No, we really did.
Yeah,
This is really amazing.
She's like, oh,
Yes.
you had a math question.
That's a good idea. That was a good idea.
I think the only one we have left is about tuition and textbooks and all of that. If you're really concerned about costs, if you have a close friend program, you guys can like share textbooks, but that's hard. I had a really good friend program. We just like, she would buy 2 and I would buy 2 and we split them. But
There are a few books that you have to have.
Which ones?
Trombley,
Yeah,
Radomski, Trombley, same one.
We'll email them to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a couple that you just have to.
Use half.com. It's through eBay. You can get the books so much cheaper.
Where?
Have
Yes, half.com for eBay. It's so much cheaper than anywhere else.
And then I bought mine on BookBite, BOOKBY.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, so that's a good one.
Yeah, they're good.
So, yeah, that was. But we'll go through,
does anyone have any other questions before we leave?
What was that, half? It's half?
Half.
Like half, not like a half dozen, like half. Yes.
another one.
And some of them you can probably just rent too. Ask your big when you send those out, or we'll try to remember to let you know. Or like send your book list to your big, and we'll tell you which ones you actually need to buy. You can get away with renting them. Thank you.
You guys are so We sent out,
You survived, right?
we sent out to our group meeting, we were like, what should we say to them? We were like, okay.
They're smiling, right? That's good. So, actually, well, it's a good weekend because, Amy English is here from Student Services, so she has some resources that she just wants to talk to you about. And then I just want to show you Canvas, and then there's someone from financial aid in 102 that will meet with people who are interested, and then we'll be done. So we should be on track for time.
I will not be long, I promise. So, well, congratulations, you guys are starting an exciting journey in your life. I know it's probably a little nerve-wracking and like, how am I gonna manage all this? But, you can do it. I don't think they've lost anybody yet, right?
No.
Okay, so you can always survivors. So like she said, I work with Student Services, in the Gainesville campus, on the Gainesville campus. And even though we are located on the Gainesville campus, we do try to serve all of our students at our satellite offices as well. Now, we don't have necessarily specific offices here, but we do have support services that you can access. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about that because what we have found in working closely with a lot of our health science programs, we know those are rigorous programs, we know they're stressful programs, we know you guys have families, you have jobs, you have kids, you've got all these other outside things going on. And that adds a lot of stress too while you're also trying to go to school. So we have some services, and I'm going to bring some brochures up here for you to come pick up that you may not be aware of that you can access. We do have a university counseling center. It is on our Gainesville campus, but our licensed university counselor, Gabe Baldwin, will work with students at satellite offices. She's done phone conferences. She's traveled. I think she's been here to Norcross and met with students. And sometimes students want to come to Gainesville to meet with her. But she is available to you. That is a free service to you as an enrolled student, so you don't have to pay for those counseling services. If it gets into there are things that, and you know, again, there's a lot of stressors going on, so it doesn't mean you got to be like ready for a diagnosis, you know, DSM diagnosis to go see her. This is just kind of like life stuff. And try to manage things. So she will work with you if that need arises. And sometimes while you're in programs, needs do arise. She has also been we've had her go into different health science classes when there's been a lot of stressors, or sometimes when you guys, and I'm not so sure how that works in this program, but in some other programs they have to work really closely in these groups. And sometimes everybody in the group doesn't get along, but that could affect everybody's grade. And so she's been in to do some mediation for that so that everybody can move through it, because especially if you've got to stay with that group for a long time. So our university counselor is available to you, and there's a brochure that tells you a little bit about, she has individual, group, crisis, can make referrals. So if you just want her to give you some referrals of providers in the area that could work with you, and she can do some consultation. She is a licensed professional counselor, and she's also anger management certified, has a lot of experience working with families impacted by addictions and things like that. So she's just a great resource. And she's like this. She's even killed all the time. I've worked with her for many years, so she's a great resource for you guys. In her office on the Gainesville campus, it's our Center for Health and Wellbeing is the office. And so you have the counseling services available there. You also have health services where we do have a licensed nurse practitioner. And you guys may or may not be aware, but you can access her. Now, she's going to be a little more difficult to get off-site, but she might be able to do some consultations and things with you. But you can go and use her services. I think they do, she does the sick visits. They'll do flu testing, strep testing, anemia. There's pregnancy testing. They used to have a women's clinic on certain days of the week. I'm not sure if that still occurs, but you can contact her via email or phone. So there are some, like, just medical health clinic services that are, again, available and free to you as an enrolled student at Grinnell. There are some over-the-counter prescriptions that over-the-counter medications that she can provide at no cost. Any prescriptions, though, those are going to have to be at student expense. So, but again, that is there for you, and there's some information on that. So, and also in that office, so you have your counselor, you have your health services, and we have a university chaplain. And there's a brochure up there for his services as well. And again, all those services are free to you. So that's one part of our student services team that's housed separately from my office. In my office, we have, what's going to be important to you at some point is the career services office. George Bagel is our director of career services, and he works with students to develop resumes. He will do interview skills. He will do mock interviews and videotape and sit there and do some feedback with you. Work with you on any kind of internships or placements or things like that, and then again, help you in your next step in the career. But I would encourage you, don't wait until you get to that point when you're ready to go out into that next step. Go ahead and develop that relationship with him now, because he's just a great resource, and he loves what he does, so he gets real excited about that. He also hosts, they just got through last week, I think, was our professional development week, and it's just a whole week of bringing in different speakers. There's a career fair with different careers and representatives from different agencies there. They do a whole etiquette dinner, just a whole big week of career development and professional development. So again, that's available to you. Also in our office, Valerie Walston, who was scheduled to be here today, but she's also working an advanced degree. She's doing a doctorate, so she's on her way to University of Alabama. She's our Dean of Students, and she and I work really closely on student success and retention. And what that kind of means is anything that happens during your academic career here that has the ability to jeopardize your success, we can work with you on. That doesn't mean we can solve whatever the problem is, but we need to know about it so that we can help advocate for you, work with you, with your faculty, help to develop a plan of success, because our goal is for you to all be successful. We do not want students to have to leave the program because unexpected situations arise. And when I say that, it could be a medical. You guys all started here today, and in your mind you've got this vision, I've got this plan, I've got this path, but you know life throws curveballs, right? So you could be in the midst of your clinicals and all of a sudden you got an appendix issue and you're in the hospital, which is then going to put you out of your coursework and out of your clinicals. That's going to be a whole lot of stress, right? Because you're going to be like, oh my God, I paid all this money, what am I going to do? Things like that. If medical issues, family stressors. We work with students who've had unexpected family losses. You know, when a parent or a loved one passes or a child passes, that has a tendency to impact your ability for academic success because you've got to take care of some other things. We work again with those students, with the faculty, because their goal is for you to be successful as well. But we got to know about it. We're only as good as the information we have. And so I would say if you know that you have things coming up, reach out to your faculty, your advisors, and to our office so that we can work together early on to start developing a plan for success for you. If there are concerns within your academic program and for whatever reason you're not comfortable talking with that faculty member or that advisor, you can again reach out to Valerie or myself and we can help navigate some of those discussions and try to see if we can get to resolve whatever that issue is. Because again, at the end of the day, we want you guys to be successful. You've spent a lot of money, you're going to spend a lot of time, and we don't want you to get through the program and say, I'm done. And there were things we could have done to help you kind of get over a rough patch. Our Vice President of Student Services, Amanda Lammers, is housed in our office. She reports directly to the President. So again, there are some things that we have in place and they're all designed to support students. We do a lot of things for students out of classroom experience on the Gainesville campus, but at the end of the day, you're here for academics and we want to make sure we're supporting that. And that you all know you have access to us. Just because we're in Gainesville does not mean you can't access us, and we want you to use us if you need us. We have done some visits, some site visits in the past where if we see that there are a group of students that have needs, Valerie or George Bagel or the counselor, whoever, will make a plan to come down here for like a couple of nights, and they will go ahead and pre-book appointments with you for, you know, after hours or whatever works around your schedule to meet with you here. if that need arises, and your faculty can certainly let us know, or you guys can let us know. But I just mostly want you to know there's support out there for you. You're not like thrown out here, you know, in the deep end alone and said, swim. We're here to help, and so we want you to use us. We love what we do. We all work together well with the faculty, and we see a lot of stressors. I mean, y'all know, y'all are going into a rigorous program. I don't have to tell you that, and I'm not trying to scare anybody off. I told those students, I said, if I go in there and half of them are gone, I'm gonna know, like, something's wrong. But we deal with a lot of OT students and a lot of the nursing majors, a lot of those health science professional programs. It's just a stressful program, so we want to help you kind of get through that and be successful, because, you know, I may need an occupational therapist at some point, so if I keep trying to hang out with these young undergrads and do all they do, I certainly will. So, is there any questions about our services? I'm going to leave the brochures, and I have some of my business cards there with my email. You can also find us on the intranet. Are there any questions about any of our services? Well, then that's really all I have. Thanks for your time. I know it's been a long one, but y'all are doing great things. Y'all are starting, it's like a new adventure. Y'all should give yourself a little. All right, see you guys. Thank you.